For Sackville Preston Chesikut.
Merci beaucoup,
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And it's a great pleasure for me to rise today in the House to speak to this proposed bill.
A member from Nova West for his initiative in bringing forward this very important private member's bill. This bill will make Remembrance Day a national legal holiday. I would like to begin my comments and remarks concerning the importance of remembering and honoring the contribution of our veterans, and also about what it means to me personally. Madam Speaker, I'd like to say that once again, as I've said many times in the House, that Nova Scotia has the largest number of veteran population per capita in the country, and that my riding of Sackville Preston Chesikuk has up to 23% that are either veterans who have served or are in the military today. So as you can understand, Madam Speaker, the people in my riding are extremely proud of the distinguished record and service to our country. I hear about the service many times, Madam Speaker. Let it be at the Legions, let it be at town halls, or even at the grocery store. They share many stories with me, and these are compassionate, caring, and humble men and women who continue to serve their communities. They serve their communities as volunteers, as hockey coach, or just lending a helping hand. And I must say, Madam Speaker, I'm extremely impressed when I see how they are out there and they have each other's back. That's extremely impressive, and that is a learning curve that I've had the opportunity to observe that much more in the last year. I believe that the utmost importance that their service continue to be honored for generations to come. And Madam Speaker, this bill will ensure that Canadians from coast to coast to coast will have more opportunities to participate in Remembrance Day by celebrating that special day across the country with this bill. As a former educator, I can tell you that the schools in Nova Scotia have done an exemplary job year after year in raising awareness, if you want, through sharing some of the sacrifices that the generations past have done. This is something that's extremely important to keep in their memory, remember the services for the decades past, but also today and also in the future. I believe this bill will complement all the good work that is being done in schools across this country. Madam Speaker, when I talk about Remembrance Day, it's important to remind ourselves of the people we are honoring. These are veterans. I'll give you some example. Retired Master Corporal from my riding named John. John bravely served our country abroad, completing 2 tours in Afghanistan in 2006 and 2009, each for 6 months. He served in the Canadian Armed Forces from 2002 to 2012, 10 years, and was given medical release in 2012 due to injuries sustained in the line of duty. We owe him a sincere debt of gratitude. I also think about a sergeant I've had the opportunity to meet and spend time with in the last year. His name is Rowley. Rowley served in the Canadian Armed Forces from 1982 to 2002. He did tours in Germany and the former Yugoslavia in 1994 and 95. Unfortunately, Rowley was diagnosed in 2000 with PTSD. This is a difficult condition which many veterans face when they return home from abroad. These occupational stress injuries make it especially difficult, if you want, for veterans when they return to normal civilian life. I am amazed by the contributions that veterans are making in our community every day. Rowley is one of many that has come back to become an advocate for veterans community. He has been part of our group in Sackville Preston Chesikuk and is working closely with others as we advocate for a clinic, walking clinic, that would provide and support these veterans, that would have, if we want, the unique needs that would be offered to them. Madame la Présidente,
Madam Speaker, by looking at the work and the accomplishments of veterans in terms of what they did when they were in active service and afterwards as civilians, it's clear that they made a huge difference in our communities, and that's another reason why we should make Remembrance Day a national legal holiday. I also hope to share with you a personal story. Well, some personal stories of people who I think of on November 11th. I'll start with my father, who wasn't able to participate as a soldier because of his health, but who passed away on November 11th.
I think of members of my extended family that have contributed directly to Canadian Armed Forces. My Uncle Dan, who spent 26 years. My Uncle Wilfred in World War II spent 25 years. My Uncle Lubin spent 12 years. And there's also my godfather, Gerard Thériault, who was a sergeant in World War II. Furthermore, there is now my cousin, Mark Thériault, who is with the Joint Task Force Atlantic, and another cousin, if you want, Brad Thériault, who is now with the infantry unit in Gagetown and who previously served in Poland and Afghanistan. And recently, Madam Speaker, I have seen things come full circle where the godson of my godfather, the late Gerard Thériault, and my godchild is a member of the Canadian Armed Forces, and at 17 years old, his name is Private Zachary Thériault. What brings all these stories together is the fact that our men and women have served our country with distinction, with honor, and that must never be forgotten. Making Remembrance Day a national legal holiday will ensure that the generations of Canadians have the opportunity to learn about the realities of war, about the distinguished service of our veterans, and to better understand for their children and their children's children. I would also like, once again, to thank the member from Nova West for his hard work in bringing forward this piece of legislation. Madam Speaker, we must continue to remember the fallen who have made the ultimate sacrifice so that we may continue to hold the values and the institution we hold so dearly. Least we forget. Thank you, Madam Speaker.